cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers. Happy Friday, August 2nd to all of you. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag, 9:01 a.m. here in San Jose, Costa Rica, 11:01 a.m. in Miami, where we will be partying extremely hard. And that link to our deal has been taken away. Now, you can still get that deal, but they're not going to block off more rooms for us. So we just are hoping for availability. If anybody tries to book Miami and encounters any problems with that $129.99 and no resort fee plus internet, let me know, and I will go down and take care of it for you guys. Well, yesterday was mediocre, a little below mediocre. And God, I'm just tired of mediocrity. And I need a winning day today to get us rolling into August. It was an okay month of July, up like $1,000, but $1,000 is not going to pay bills. We need more winners. And one family in particular was handing them out yesterday, that being the Allen family, Nut Flush Allen family. Our guy Mike Allen gave out the under here, and then his son also, I think they're here in the chat. Yeah, his son gave under first 5 in the Cubs was Mike's play, and then the Dodgers run line was his son Caden's play. They're handing out winners. I need to hand out more winners. It was a disappointing day. I started August with the winner and then went 1-2 on the late baseball games, lost at CFL games, so now I'm 500 in CFL, and then went 1-2 in WNBA and was very lucky to push that under in the Liberty game. Extremely fortunate there. Should have really been 1-3, but it's 1-2. And I'm pumped. I expect with this card, we have DJ Big Boss joining us in about 48 minutes. He's got 2 games he wants to break down. There's 13 MLB games. There's 1 WNBA game, 1 CFL game. On the late show, we're going to be joined by Donnie Rightside as well as Al Mack. Al Mack was 9-0 on this show last Friday. I have big hopes for Glory today. Just before we welcome everybody into the show and to the chat, as you see, I got my Saratoga Daily Racing Form here. We have the Beat the Bag contest. Beat the Bag contest tomorrow. So it's round 2 of Saratoga. If you didn't enter round 1, you can still possibly get the overall championship for $250, but it's $250 a round. The third round's next Saturday, and the first round was won by our very own Big Ragu, our guy Big Ragu, and everything's ready for you guys. So all you have to do is go to this here. I've got the form, the program with morning lines. Here, I'm gonna put it right here. There you go. Morning lines right there, and all you do is you select the winner of each race and then list them here on our SBR forum link, our chat there. Just link put your winners right there, and you are in for free. Big $250 already in the pocket of our Big Ragu. Who wins it this week? I hope it is me. Shout out to all the cappers in the chat. Mally Mal, look at that hustle. Nasty Nate, Mally Mal, first in the chat. We got Walla Walla Dose. Says, cheers, guys. Have a great day, everyone. Consistent positivity will help us beat the books long-term. Walla Walla Dose. What a guy. What a leader. And what a guy. Ray Williams says Rays own the Red Sox. I didn't mess that up. I mean, if I was a great capper, I would have taken the Rays, but I knew not to get in the way of it. There is Red Girl. There's Nut Flush Allen. Brooke Jordan, Serious Business. Chad Cannon, Aaron Bistron, Ken Peacock, Rich G, Douglas Robinson, Ken Peacock on Houston first 5 under 5.5 and Twins under 11, all tailing Ant. Ron Crawford in the house. Spreadsheet went 3-1 yesterday. The plays today are Minnesota, Houston, Philadelphia, and New York Yankees. Look at the teamwork we have on this show. Guys doing their work with their spreadsheets or however they find the angles for success, and then coming on this show and giving them out for the betterment of us as a team. Shout out to RW, Ty Clinton, Jared Schrader, Guru Sportsbet, Russell Gordy, Alice Ramirez, Aaron Maybe, Rich G, Larry Edwards, Lucky Larry, Guru Sportsbets, Antoine Seymour, Zanka in the house. I love seeing that. Carlos Baroge says, I wish that hat could bring smiles to my face, but the franchise is toxic. Okay. What about this shirt? This was a gift from none other than Mr. Gokster when he came down here. Von Polo says, how do I find out what horse is running with Lasix? Well, you will see an L right here. Let me see if I can do this. I wonder if if I can do this. Let's take, this is a perfect example. Race 3 at Saratoga. All right, let's see if I can pull this off for Von Polo quickly. Here is race 3 at Saratoga. Can you see that? Oh, shit. Sorry. Okay, here you go. All right, race 3 at Saratoga. There is an L by the weight. Can you, oh, thank you. Thank you. There's Freddie Fortune right there.
Hey, everyone.
Okay, let's show them here. So this is race 3, Saratoga, 7 furlongs. It's a maiden special weight, 90K is the purse. It's 7 furlongs on dirt. And yeah, that's all. Okay, we're close, because this is here what I want to show them, that number there.
Is it sharp?
I think so. So that L means they're on Lasix. That L means the horse is on Lasix. But this is the big one. Now, it's not as big for this horse, Indian Cross, but when the L is black, fully black, that means the horse is a first-time Lasix user. Now, that's only big if the horse has already won a race, or excuse me, raced without Lasix. And then if the next race is with Lasix, you can expect an advantage from that horse. So the L, you see here, that L is darkened. So what you'll find when you go to shitty horse tracks or see horse tracks is, and this is sort of an old scam, is there'll be a horse who's lost, a 7-year-old horse who's come last place in 10 or 15 straight races. And then, thank you for the help there, Freddie, 15 straight races. And then what happens is they know that this horse runs really well on Lasix. So they'll put him on Lasix. And you won't know, you have to be, if you're drinking and capping the horses, you can miss these things. They'll put that horse on Lasix. He will win the race at 99-1, and the owner and trainers laugh, and it's this old scam in horse racing, and they do it near the end of the year, once a year. There we go. There you go, Von Polo. Okay, you guys, let's get to, LEV says, what is Lasix? It's a drug. It's a drug to, that helps your breathing. We use it for different, humans use it as well, but for horses, it just helps your breathing. Maxwell Smart in the house. Tom says, I like Emets under 9.5. Tom Ricci 2-0 yesterday with cards, first 5 and under 8. Josh Point, it says, need my shade. Sorry, I was trying to help. Okay, you guys, let's get to work right now. Okay, so basically how this bangs out is we have 13 MLB games. I went 2-2 yesterday. It was just a below average start to the month, and it made me want more. So let's just go over all the records. Now, we're going to hammer CFL and WNBA on the late show. There's just one game each. Now, Mac, very good at CFL handicapper, amongst other things. So let's just get through those records quickly. And you can see this mediocrity that's just driving me crazy. Freddie, can we start with WNBA? Put up the WNBA record. Up 1.19 units, and thankfully, because of you guys in the chat, most of the losses are my own angles. And then, Freddie, can we put up the CFL record? Here we go, it's the CFL record right there, 9-9. That just makes me so angry. I open up the season 6-2, and here I'm sitting at 9-9. And then, can you put up the MLB record, coming off another 2-2 day, and it just upset. Come on! I've been so close to having some success, and I am not doing it, and I want it right now. There is Jorge, don't play. There's that young Chilean there. There's Elliot V, Antoine Seymour, Ron Crawford, and Maxwell Smart. And Bookie Lover Q says the chat is on fire. Coco Bongo says, I'm just betting whatever Al Mac picks today, coming off a 9-0 day. A 9-0 day. So on the first day, he gives us with the LA Galaxy plus 365. And then he comes last Friday and goes 9-0. Okay, let's get to work. T says, Jimmy, that was an awesome breakdown. Nice, brother. Looking for L's now. It's very important. It's very, very important. Russell Gordy, sorry, I've sort of missed this this battle that you're in, but we all have roles to play. Like any family, families argue, but I love the role that Russell Gordy plays on this show. Maxwell Smart says the Argos coming back from 20-0, winning their first game of the year as a 15-point dog was wild. Was so wild. There's Marcellus Wallace ready to go. But Tease, yes, it's really important. And you'll see a horse, like my biggest long shots, two things. These are my two biggest long shot wins of my life, and I wish Big Ragu was sitting beside me so we could, have this conversation, but we got to hammer this baseball card. But these are the two biggest things that I've had with long shots. One is a first-time turf runner. A horse that's only run on dirt, probably 4 years old, let's say. Only run on dirt. Let's say he's got 10 races on dirt, and he's showing speed, but he gets taken out. Like he shows speed early, and then he goes to turf, The guy's never won before. He goes off at 15 to 20 to 1. Those are my biggest wins. My second is a horse that's on Lasix for the first time, that's run 5 or 6 races poorly, so poorly, and then is on Lasix for the first time. Those are my 2 biggest angles for my biggest long shot wins. And every year, every month, I capitalize on those 2 angles. Okay, let's get to work. Okay. Let's get to work. Okay. Jamal Stone says, I freaking hate horse race chatter. Hey, Jamal Stone, I am sorry, but I fucking love it. Let's get to work. Okay. Brewers, Cubs is the afternoon start. Zach Davies, Jose Quintana. One person that smiles every time Zach Davies shits the bed is our very own Aunt L, star of the Sports Keg. He knew this guy was going to fall apart, and then he does exactly that. Ricky Bobby said, Jimmy, for the last couple of days, I've been hitting first 5 under parlays from the picks. Everybody bet full game under. I agree. I think that's the best spot. I really, really think that we should just stay away from these vulnerable bullpens. I really think that is the best spot. Okay. Okay. Zach Davies, 8-4, 3.56 ERA, 1.37 WHIP, 118 2/3, 76 Ks, 39 walks, 15 home runs. As far as I know, the lineups have not been announced yet. 80 Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, 7 miles per hour in. Jose Quintana, 8-7, 4.47 ERA, 1.36 WHIP, 116 2/3, and 98 Ks, 35 walks, 15 homers. Brewers are hitting 246, 766 OPS versus lefties. Cubs are hitting 254, 783 OPS versus righties. One thing that we had Russell Gordy cheering about yesterday was the idea that Hader will now be unavailable after blowing that save yesterday in Oakland. You have to think that these Brewers are in a tough spot here. Now they're not going to have Hader, and they're also not going to, and they're flying in from Oakland. You have to think this is a tough spot for them. Then they have to deal with the day game as well. You have to like the Cubs here. Davies has been getting touched. Now, Quintana has good numbers against the Brewers historically, but really bad numbers this year. So we'll look at batter versus pitcher. Davies, 5-0, 1.54 ERA through his first 9 starts of the season. Then he starts getting beaten up, and then he turns it around, and now he's being beaten up again. He allowed 7 runs, 6 earned, 9 hits, 4 innings to the Reds on July 23rd, came back and allowed 7 runs on 4 hits to these very Cubs. These very Cubs. Okay. And Maxwell Smart saying, just stay away from bullpens altogether, first 5 bets. And get off my gooch. Russell Gordy said, we'll tell you, I bet every time versus Kershaw and Chris Sale, fade them first 5, go roll a blunt and get off my gooch. Yes, Russell Gordy does that. And Russell Gordy cashed yesterday because that Dodgers didn't start rolling until the 6th inning, and I was thinking of him. Robert Cox says Cubs, Brewers over. And Noseguard says Brewers got to Quintana last time, and they certainly did. They certainly did, but is that something that we'll continue to expect? Cubs, Quintana, 2nd straight start against this team. 4th appearance against Milwaukee this season. He went up against Davies in his last outing. 3 runs, 4 hits, 4 2/3. He took a 7-0 lead into the 5th inning, but then he started getting touched. 0-2 against the Brewers this season. His worst outing of the year was April 5th, but he, you can put a line through those early spots, 8 runs, 8 hits, 3 homers, 3 innings. In his career, he had good overall success against the Brewers. As I said, 6-4, 2.80. Jeff Joseph says, do you like your Ticonderoga tomorrow? I just don't want my love for some of these horses to get in the way of capping them. And Ticonderoga is now an older horse, whom I love very much. So I've got a lot more work to do on the form. But I can't wait to cap tomorrow's card with you, Jeff Joseph. There's nothing I enjoy more. Okay, let's take a look at what there truly isn't, Jeff. There's nothing in my life. Maybe Miami. Miami is possible, but there's nothing in my life I enjoy more than hammering these Saturday Saratoga cards with you and Ragu and Elio and the boys. It makes me, and Dennis Garcia, it just makes me so happy. Okay, let's take a look at what we're dealing with. Market moves here. Sportsbook review. Here we go. Money lines and totals for this Cubby spot. We have the total going from 8.5 to 9. We have money coming in on the Cubs. To me, I think you guys are bang on. I just can't trust the over with the way the Brewers are traveling over. I know these pitchers are screaming for the over. I don't want to double up on the Cubs and the over. I think the Cubs take care of business. That's the angle I can have the most confidence in. I'm going to take the Chicago Cubs on the -1 line. Let's see what I'm getting right now. For a money line, I'm getting -139. That's available at UWager. Cubs, I'm the Cubs -1. Money line is -139 at UWager. And the run line here is plus 150 at U Wager, Heritage, and 5 dimes. Minus 1.5 at plus 150. Oh man, Russell Gordy's line, "Get off my gooch," is stuck in my head. How do you not use that? Jeff Joseph says, "Other than my wife and family, nothing better than the track." So agree with you, Jimmy. Yes, I agree. And I have no wife. I just have the track, and makes me happy. Okay, Corey Kelly said, "Hater blew it yesterday." Okay, so Cubs -1. I'm on the money line -139, the -1.5 plus 150. I would understand if you guys wanted to go towards the over, but I would be much more confident in just the team total over 4.5 at -112 being offered by the Chicago Cubs. So you know what? I do agree that over is appealing, but if we're talking about, and I guess angle is probably the wrong word. I got to, Jin Rummy sent me a very interesting message yesterday. That's one of those messages that I need to read over and over and over. He's a very skilled capper. So angle might not be the right word, okay? But I'm going to take the Cubs here on the team total. I do agree with you guys. We know there's no hater. We know this bullpen's susceptible. They brought in 3 guys to fix their bullpen, and they're bums. So I'm gonna also take the over 4.5 at -112. The team total here. I think the Cubs can get to 5 runs. It correlates with you guys believing in the over. I'm gonna grab it right now. Team total over 4.5 -112. After getting 1 hit yesterday, I feel like they take care of business here. Okay. Let's keep rolling. Let's keep rolling. I know this chat is going. Jay Stanley Sports says my wife is crazy, and that can be a good thing. That can be a very good thing. Walla Walla Doe says lineups out. They weren't out 10 minutes ago. Let me see if I refresh it right now. And the Cubs lineup's out. Hayward, Castellanos, Bryant, Rizzo, Baez, Schwarber, Contreras, Bodie. I like that. Okay, good. I am in business. And there's Brandon Lugo. Thank you, Brandon Lugo, for your help. Okay, let's move on to the late games. Next, we have Boston Red Sox, New York Yankees. And this is a game that DJ Big Boss will be breaking down. So I'm going to wait till he comes here. He's breaking down. He's got a play on the Red Sox game. He also has a play on San Francisco, Colorado, the Giants game. And the Giants is another spot where we love to get Nut Flush Allen's insights on that. So both, with that said, Red Sox, Yankees, we're going to wait till Big Boss joins us. Let's move on to White Sox, Phillies, Ivan Nova versus Jason Vargas. 84 Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, 8 miles per hour out to left center. So we have the wind blowing out. Ivan Nova getting better and better and better as the season goes on, although Bryce Harper smashes him. We have 8 miles per hour out we have to worry about, but this White Sox team is not hitting anybody, and they don't hit lefty. They have no power against lefties. They're hitting 265, but with 735 OPS. Vargas, 3.27 ERA over his final 16 appearances with the Mets. Say what you want about Vargas and his 85-mile-an-hour fastball, but he has a cockiness about him, an edge about him, where I understand why a team wanted him at this time of the year, and I have faith that he can come in here and just deal with the pressure without any worries whatsoever. I do think that. White Sox have lost 4 in a row, haven't scored more than 2 runs any of those losses. Nova 3-2 in 5 starts in July with 3.16 ERA. Did not allow an earned run over 6 innings in his last outing. I know that we are dealing with the wind going out, but I'm liking this first 5 under. Sean Glass says Coors Field fade. Well, Sean Glass, right now, if you wanted the Coors Field fade, it looks pretty good. I guess you're right. It looks pretty good backing the Giants -1.5. We'll talk more about that here. And Ben Sports Big 7 says, real men don't have cooches. Okay. Okay. So let's keep rolling. Okay. Okay. So I know you guys like the Phillies here, but I don't trust them, and I don't know if I trust them as huge favorites. Let's see what we're dealing with. -190. There's been an 11-cent move towards the White Sox, and I understand that. This total open juice to the over. It's now at -110, so there's been a 10-cent move back to the under. And then if we go to this first half, I know that we're dealing with the wind, but I'm getting a 5.5. So there's been a 10-cent move. Now, I don't like going up against these moves, but I find that appealing. I find that first 5 under appealing, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it. Let's see. First 5 under 5.5 is at +100. +102 at Pinnacle. So I probably shouldn't take it. So that under opened up minus 106, got to minus 107 after about, after about 16 hours. And then around 7:30 a.m., they started hammering the first half over. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this 5.5. Christopher Smith says, take my Phils today, Jimmy. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't surprise me if the Phillies take care of business, but I'm going to wait, especially with this. I'm going to wait, especially with this market move towards the White Sox. And Ivan Nova's pitching very well. Von Pola says, what website did you get that sheet from, Jimmy? Simple. That's the daily racing form. And if you want to succeed with horses, you have to, even if you don't understand all of what the daily race, all of what the numbers mean, you need to get it every day and work towards understanding it. You can't cap. It's just a daily race form, drf.com. And I got the whole Saturday card, so I got 5 different tracks, but that's it. Okay. Coco Bongo says Vargas was a glue eater for sure growing up. And Douglas Robinson saying it will go back down. Douglas Robinson also, though, Phillies first 5 under. I like that, but why is the market going against me? So I'm just going to leave that as a lean right now. There's no reason for me to go up against the pinnacle market move at this point. Let's move on to Mets at Pirates. Steven Matz, Trevor Williams. I really think that Trevor Williams, even though the Pirates are falling apart, will have a strong second half to the season. Then we have Steven Matz, who's coming off of a complete game. Is that something that you want to trust? I'd be very curious to hear how many pitches he threw in that complete game. Why don't we find that out right now? Steven Matz. Here we go. Steven Matz. Let's see how many pitches we threw here. And in that last game, he just threw 99 pitches. Wow, 5 hits. As soon as they threw him into the bullpen, he got his shit together, and he is rolling. Don Reed says, I've watched Vargas many times live. With him, he's on or he gets crushed. In my opinion, this move doesn't suit him. I think he might get shelled tonight. Russell Gordy says, definitely not taking the fit. Okay, I don't want to get involved with that. Don Reed says, love Phillies under full game. So, Dom, what about that? But you're worried that he could get touched, though. But this White Sox offense must not scare you at all. Pink Eye Genius says, I found the Equibase horse racing app to be pretty slick and useful. Yes, I love Equibase. I love everything that they do as well. And if we're going to give shouts out to some of these horse racing sites, I'm on horseracing.nation.com every day. Okay. All right, let's keep rolling. Mets, Pirates, Trevor Williams, Steven Matz. Mets are hitting 244, 733 OPS versus righties. You want to see a team that has no power against lefties? The Pittsburgh Pirates, 666 OPS. With a 244 batting average. 2 teams going in opposite directions. Major League Baseball handed down the suspensions yesterday. Kayla, 10 games. And then Crick and Osuna, 3 games, 5 games. Who cares? Hurdle, 2 games. Not that bad. Pirates are now last in the NL Central after being 2.5 games back out of a wild card spot. They've lost 10 of their past 11. They're 3-16 since the All-Star break, opening a 6-game homestand, and have lost 6 of their past 7 games at PNC Park. Williams was the loser in that game on Saturday. He struck out 7, gave up 3 runs on 4 hits in 7 innings, 2-1 with a 1.80 ERA and 3 career starts against the Mets. The Mets are on a season-best 7-game winning streak. That includes that 3-game sweep of Pittsburgh last weekend in New York. And Matz threw a complete game shutout against the Pirates. Dom Ricci, I'd love to know what your moves are here. Jermel Wright, like he Mets first 5 under and Mets money line. Mets rolling. Let's see what we're dealing with here. You just certainly don't want to get in the way of the Mets, but I like the way Trevor Williams is throwing the ball right now, and I think that we can get value backing him. Here we go. Full game, money lines and totals. Let's see what we're dealing with. New York and the Mets open up at minus 118. They're now minus 111. The 7-cent move towards the Pirates. And this total open at 9 has gone up to 9.5 now. Elliot V says New York teams win today. And Don Reed says Williams shut the Mets down on Saturday, basically. Mets won a 3-0 game. They kind of got lucky. This under 9.5 is locked in. I agree, but why has it moved from 9 to 9.5? Let's see what Pinnacle has done with this total here. Full game. Pinnacle just moved it up to 9.5 an hour ago. And that makes me uncomfortable. So, again, I'm not going to go up against the line move here, but I'll just leave it as a lean at this point. Lean under 9.5, and that's all I will do. Now, Flush Island says, I will have full breakdown on the late show on the Giants. As of now, remember, Anderson 0-0 with a 10.38 ERA at Coors. In his last outing, he was missing spots, which you can't do at Coors. Maxwell Smart says, no, Jimmy. Screams, no, Jimmy. What? Dominic says, I'm scared that the Mets might get a little cocky after just sweeping them. Yeah, after Matt's coming off this, I don't know if I want to back the Pirates in any sort of the imagination. Okay, so those back-to-back games where there's line movements moving against us. There's our guy, Ron Ruiz, in the house, heading to work at Gulfstream, taking notes on every red light. Juan Ruiz, we can't wait to be at Gulfstream with you Thursday and Saturday, which is like August 24th and August 22nd. We'll have Juan Ruiz working there while we get to hang with him, man. Oh, God. Love my guy, Juan Ruiz. Okay. Okay, Maxwell. Okay. Let's move on to Jays at Orioles. Here we go. 84 Fahrenheit, overcast, 7 miles per hour, out to left center. These Blue Jays are smashing the ball right now, and Vladdy Guerrero Jr. leading the cause, but don't get it twisted. I mean, we have Bo Bichette come up, and he's just instant energy to the top of this lineup. Aaron Brooks is the only pitcher that we know is going. Do we know who's going up against him? Because if we don't, we should wait for the late game, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to wait for the late game. All that's important right now, though, if we don't have a market to talk about, is Ty Clinton saying Jay's bats are on fire, and that's the truth. And this is from Danny Jansen. He says, you can feel the confidence the club has in the younger guys. You can definitely see that the opportunities are here, and they're readily available. The opportunities that we have are amazing. So we'll talk more about that in that next game. LEV says Jays 3 in a row. I believe the Jays are now 4 in a row winning streak, and that ties their season high. All right, let's go. Angels, Indians, Dylan Peters, Mike Clevenger. 81 Fahrenheit, clear, 9 miles per hour in. Angels hitting 262, 785 OPS versus righties. Indians 246, 735 OPS versus lefties, but expect that number to go up. Astute Chaos leaning towards the over. I get that. Elliot V going to back the Jays on the money line. Jose Ruiz says Pirates run line trap game, very interesting. And Josh Point says yes, Jays 4 in a row now. Okay. Clevenger, 4-0, 1.74 ERA, 41 Ks, 5 July starts, 31 innings. He's rolling. 3-0 mark, 3.29 ERA. Pujols, 0 for 11 against him. Trout, 1 for 8 against him. Then we have Dylan Peters. So we'll see. I mean, we don't have a ton of info on Dylan Peters. He's only been in the show for 17 2/3, and he's looked good. 2-0, 3.06 ERA, but 1.58 whip, and he just got touched. We now have video on him. He just got touched in his last game. Let's see what the Indians are offering us right now. Minus 217, that's a lot. Let's see what we'd get if we take the minus 1.5, and we get minus 115. Let's go first half. If we focus on the first half and how good Clevenger's been. First half, minus a half, minus 165. What do? You take them full game minus 1.5? I mean, that's the only way to take the Cleveland Indians right now. And even then, you're getting minus 115. You know, it's funny that minus 1.5 opened at minus 130 for the Indians, and there's been a 9-cent move away from it. Let's see what Pinnacle opened that minus 1.5 at minus 113. So there's only been a 2-cent move in the right direction for the Indians. I mean, that's got to be the only spot that we can make a move. That's the only way. Christopher said Cleveland money line. The only way you take that is if you're doing it in some sort of a in some sort of a parlay. Jamail Stone. So he's got his balls out. He's saying Cleveland alternative run line minus 2.5. You know, I'm going to go with Brooke Jordan and just take him on the minus 1.5. I think Clevenger and the Indians take care of business. The Angels have come back to earth after that incredible run after the death of Tyler Skaggs. Feels like the Indians are just going to go on their roll right now. And why not take a pitcher who's pitching out of his mind right now with a fresh arm after dealing with injuries for the first half of the year? Minus 1.5 and minus 115. That's available at 5 Dimes and Pinnacle. Minus 1.5. And minus 115. All right, let's move on to Reds Braves. 84 Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, 7 miles per hour, sideways. Alex Wood and Kevin Gausman. Gausman's 3-6, 5.97 ERA, 1.45 whip, 75 in the third, 80 Ks, 25 walks, 11 home run. Reds are hitting 242, 734 OPS versus righties. Braves are hitting 265, 797 OPS versus lefties. Wood threw 11 in the third rehab innings. Combined Louisville and Chattanooga, and he looked good. 12 hits. 4 earned runs, 11 Ks, 2 walks. Then he came up to the show, 4 2/3, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 Ks, 1 walk. This game should mean a lot to Alex Wood. He went to the University of Georgia, came up through the Atlanta Braves organization. Wood made his 6th career start against Atlanta, has made will make it 6. So he's made 5 starts against them, 2-3, 4.68 ERA in 25 innings. Braves won the series opener 4-1. The game was shortened because of rain. Gaussman, uneven start against the Phillies. And we know these Braves smash lefties. Gaussman, uneven start against the Phillies. 6 runs, 6 innings, primarily 3 home runs allowed. Grand slam to Real Muto. He's just not to be trusted in any spot. Gaussman 0-2, 14.63 ERA in 2 previous starts against the Reds. Don Reed says Reds are another team fading. Chris Kaiser says Cleveland team total over. Jamal Stone says, I'm laying down my gooch juice on Cleveland tonight. Trout's wasting his career out there. God, respect Jamal, man. How much? He's laying down his gooch juice, man. Putting a little gooch juice on it. Shout out to our guy, Jamal. Okay. Chris Kaiser says Cleveland team total over. Might be a nice way to get a nice number here. Cleveland Indians is at 5.5 at plus 105. Too bad. I would love that 4.5. Eric Jones says over. And how could you not agree with them after breaking down those 2 pitchers? Let's see what we're dealing with. Cincinnati, Atlanta. We're going to go to full game, money lines, and totals right here at sportsbookreview.com, SBR odds page. And it opened up at 9.5, and now it's at 9. I mean, what? Let's see what Pinnacle opened it up at. Pinnacle opened it up at 9.5, and it was at 9.5 for 4 minutes. 4 minutes until that under was hammered. I mean, that's just nuts. It's very, very strange. And I'm not going to go against it, but I'll just lean to the over. But that's very, very tricky. Stu Chaos says, I'm on the Cincinnati Atlanta over 9.5 at plus 108. Eric Jones on the over 9 at minus 120. And you got Moss says, anybody like the San Francisco Giants? We're going to talk more about that. Rich G says, Heritage still offering a 9.5 at plus 102. And I have in this Atlanta Cincy game, you're right. You're absolutely right. So there's still a 9.5 at Heritage. Thank you for pointing that out. Tom Regis says, you can't let these line moves sway you, in my opinion, this time of year. You know, I just don't want to go up against them, Dom. And I'm going to keep an eye on these market moves all day. And thank you for saying that, Dom. Thank you for saying that. But I just, I've been capping baseball scared all year because of what happened to me last year. Yes, I remember you saying that to me, Jeff. I've already put that in my notes. McCogany, I believe that's how it's pronounced, from the rail. I'll put that in my notes again, but I've already got that in my notes, Jeff. Thank you for the heads up. And I like your call on preservationist. I'm very close to backing that. And Nufflashan says, we'll have the best angle in the late show. The over seems so obvious, but still a few things I'm waiting to find out. And Dom says, Jim, I hear you. It works for you. It doesn't work for me. I've been sitting here all season. I've had 1 day plus units. I mean, I did, once I stopped going against the market moves, I did go from 30 units to even, but now I'm back down 10 units. So okay, let's keep rolling along here. But I'm happy that you said that. And that was something I needed to hear. Okay, we're moving on. Next up, Tigers at Rangers. Tyler Alexander, Lance Lynn, 96 Fahrenheit, partly cloudy. Why do I not have the mile per hour in here? Let me just pull it out right now in this Texas game. Here we go. It's 10 miles per hour in. Remember, that's not as important in Arlington, but I do want to have that in my notes. Okay, Tyler Alexander, 0-1, 3.86 ERA, 16 in the third, 14 Ks, 2 walks, 2 homers. Lance Lynn looked very good in cooler temperatures. We talk about his pizza tits on the show all the time, and I get concerned backing him in 96 Fahrenheit, but he's had a great season, 13-6, 3.83 ERA, 1.22 whip. Tigers are hitting 226, 660 OPS versus righties, and now they have no Shane Green and no Nick Castellanos. Rangers are hitting 244, 745 OPS versus lefties. Jay Ballgame announces, I'm on Tigers plus 220. Tigers, no back-to-back wins over their last 50 games. Wow. And Ben Sports says, Texas run line with Lynn, he was sharp in his last outing. He was very sharp, but that was in Oakland in cooler temperatures. And that's the only thing that does concern me about good old Lance Lynn. Now we hopefully get to see one of the guys they got, Travis Demerit. He looked really good in Gwinnett. Hopefully we get to see him in the lineup. They've talked about bringing him up immediately. Jose Ruiz says Braves run line. They know they can't lose. Gaussman knows he has a team behind him. He's going to show up. Interesting. Dom Regis says Lakeland a lot always, but this line is stupid. Jamel Wright says Rangers are nothing. And Rich G, Rangers to run line. Rangers team total over 5.5. Gary Horvat, Tigers first 5. Chad Cannon says Tyler Alexander is a lefty. And the Rangers hit 244, 745 OPS versus these lefties. Let's talk about rookie Tyler Alexander right now. He's going to be making his 4th career start for Detroit. He gave up 4 runs, 8 hits, and 4 1/3 at Seattle on Saturday. Struck out 9. Lance Lynn having a great season. 5 career starts against the Tigers, 2-3, 4.60 ERA. And the Tigers also sent Cabrera and Federowicz designated for assignment. Both those guys are gone. Dom Ricci is agreeing with Jose. I missed that. Russell Gordy saying 3 big faves, Jimmy. 1 will lose. Tigers best shot. And Ben Sports 24/7 says I can't back Tigers bats and pitching too iffy. Let's see what the market move has been here in this Detroit, Texas spot. Opened at under 10.5 and now down to 10. Very, very peculiar. Texas opening at minus 218. Look at this market move. There's been almost a 40-cent move. There's been a 37-cent move towards these Texas Rangers now at minus 255. Perfectly said, Brandon. Brandon Lugo says, Tigers are a disgrace, but price is too much for me. That is well said. Okay. So all that said and done, I'm not going to make a move here, but I can understand. I can't actually understand backing even the team total over. I mean, it's 5.5 because we're in Texas, but this is a 244 average with a 745 OPS versus lefties. Coco Bongo says, I think my favorite play today is the over 10 in the Boston Yankees game. That will be touched on by our very own DJ Big Boss, who will be joining us in 13 minutes. And I'm going to copy and paste that, Coco Bongo. Thank you. All right. Coco Bongo, copy and paste. All right, here we go. Copy and paste that right under Jeff Joseph's spot on that 4th race tomorrow. Okay, let's keep going. Next up, Mariners, Astros. Yusei Kikuchi versus Wade Miley. Mariners 21-32 on the road. Astros 38-15 at home. They are now at my book plus 210 to win the World Series. Miley 9-4, 3.06 ERA. Kikuchi's been just a major disappointment all year. 5.21 ERA, 1.46 WHIP. Had to deal with the death of his father at the beginning of the year and just never got his shit together. Mariners 248, 773 OPS versus lefties, and the Astros smash lefties. Smash them. 281, 877 OPS. They bring in Greinke, Biagini, and Sanchez will be bringing in their official introductions. Biagini will be seen at some point. Sanchez will start Saturday, and I love their pickup of Sanchez. I think it was a shrewd move. They know that this guy can be very good, and he's been very good in his last 2 games. There's Mississippi Kid in the house. Thank you for joining us. Eric Jones liking the Astros over. Why don't we take a look at the market move before we break down this game in its entirety? Seattle, Houston opening up at 9.5, now at 10. Now that 9.5 was heavily juiced to the over at minus 125. Then we have the Astros opening at minus 225, and they're now at minus 270. Wow. Another giant move to a favorite. A 45-cent move to a favorite. Gary Horvath liking Houston minus 1.5. Wow. Okay, Miley 3-0, 2.57 ERA over his last 7 starts, holding opponents to a 171 batting average, 2-1, 3.48 over 6 career starts against the Mariners. He's good, and Kikuchi's been terrible. Over his last 11 starts, 7.21 ERA, 1.043 OPS. Huh. You know, not much nonsense. Just think of what capping can do for you. Not only can you win money, but you can learn how to pronounce Falcon correctly and learn it's a locker room, not a dressing room. Not Flush Allen. That's coming from a capper who never played hockey. Not Flush Allen. You know, us hockey players, we know it's a dressing room. Okay, I got to stay focused here. So, yeah, of course, we understand why there's this huge move towards the Astros. Miley's been good. But I mean, the way we get to this over, and look, minus 1.5, minus 150. I mean, what do you take him on the minus 2 line? And is Kikuchi capable of stepping up? I don't know. Let's look at the team total overs here. The team total over is 5.5 at minus 137. Yeah, I mean, I assume that gets touched. Elliot V saying Nut Flush is hilarious. Yes. Good work, Nut Flush. Good work. Okay, I mean, what am I going to take a team total over at 5.5? That's juiced to the minus 140. I mean, I don't want to do that, man. I don't want anything to do with that. So that's the only thing. I mean, Miley's been so good that I don't want to hammer this over. But I guess the idea would be, let's see what it is. First half, maybe point spread here. Maybe the first half minus 190. Come on. Okay, I'm not going to be hammering this. Let's go Royals, Twins, Sparkman, Perez. And T says, yes, there you go, Jimmy. You got it. Falcon. And Mississippi Kid on the Astros, first 5 under 5.5 at minus 105. First half under 5.5. That's very interesting, Mississippi Kid. I will copy and paste that. Von Polo says, Jimmy, did you have with the LA Sparks last night? I would have if I had gone with you, but no, I made mistakes, Von Polo, and I noticed how sharp you are in WNBA, and that was my mistake. No, I took the Aces team total over. Isaac God gives out winners all the time. I have no problem. Okay. Von Polo says, tonight the Mystics and the Storm are playing. They're my two favorite teams. I can't pick a side, so I'm taking the over. Okay, thank you for sharing that information, Von Polo. There we go. Copy and paste it right there. And there we go. Now, what you could do in this spot is take the Astros on the minus 1 line for the first 5. And maybe that's a possibility for me. I don't know if... I guess, you know what, I'll just put a lean to that. I'll look and see what that number is here. But that would be, and I don't know, because Kikuchi could step up. And if Mississippi Kid is liking that first 5 under, then he expects a good start from Kikuchi. Rich G saying Twins Royals over 11. How do you not back this over? But then you look and the market knows everyone's going to be backing this over. That first 5 is at 6.5. That full game is at 11. Royals at Twins. Royals 17-35 on the road and losing games. This is a huge series for Minnesota. A huge series for Minnesota because they start a 10-game homestand, and in comes next the Braves and then the Indians for 4 games. Basically, the Twins got to sweep this 3-game series. Have to. They play 16 of their next 22 games at Target Field. Twins are hitting 263, 824 OPS versus righties. Royals 235, 674 OPS versus lefties. But this is a lefty who's being touched lately. Martin Perez looks terrible, and Glenn Sparkman gets destroyed every time he leaves the cozy confines of Kauffman Stadium. Here we go. Perez 1-1 with a 3.73 ERA in 5 career starts against the Royals. Sure, but he's 1-1 with a 5.32 ERA in 4 July starts. Christopher Smith says Minnesota run line. That's, that should be the play here. Because they need it so badly. Let's look at what we're getting, though. And how many favorites do you want to have on your docket? Here we go. That's first 5, man. They're huge favorites. I just don't want to mess with these huge favorites. Deer Slayer Ski in the house. Brooke Jordan says Royals suck on the road. Nutflush Allen says it's fade. Royals time. Sorry, I'm still on first 5. My fault. Let me go to full game. Here we go. Money lines and totals. But we're looking at the spread right now. You're just minus 122 at Pinnacle. That seems reasonable. Because that Perez is going to get touched. But do we just want to hammer these overs? That is the question. Let's see. The full game is at 11. And that's where it opened. So it hasn't moved much. Let's see what Pinnacle has done with this total. Pinnacle opened at the over at 11 and minus 130. It's now a plus 101. I mean, do we trust the Royals to help our overs? There's Fat Fist. We're going to have videos on the Late Show from Mr. Fat Fist and the fight analyst for this UFC card. Let me look at this. I mean, I find it interesting that money's been coming in on this over. Let's just look at what would the team totals over 6.5 a plus 105 for the Twins. Man, this is a time where the market is pretty sharp, and it feels that way. You got Moss says, now's the time to fade the Royals. I get it. Jose Ruiz is on Twins run line, Houston run line, Braves run line, and Yankees win today. CT Bays in the house. Your brother Tease and my brother as well. And CT Bays says Tigers plus 200 tonight. Very interesting. There's Alex Ramirez. I know Alex Ramirez back in those Red Sox hurt. I know, but it's okay. And look, there's Brooke Jordan on the full game under. That's very interesting. God, what an interesting card this has become. I thought I had plays I was going to make, and then the market move seems to be going against all of them. Royals at Twins. I don't know. That first 5 at 6.5. I was really hoping it'd be at 6. I mean, I don't know. Do we want to? Yeah, I mean, they're just such big favorites. The Twins need these wins. All right, let's move over to Giants Rockies. No, let's skip Giants Rockies because that will be a game broke down by our guy DJ Big Boss, who will be joining us in 5 minutes. Let's talk about Nationals Diamondbacks next. Nationals Diamondbacks. Let's first look at the market move here in this Washington Diamondbacks game. Total opened at 9.5. It was over 9.5 at minus 105. It's now over 9.5 at plus 105. So we are going to see nines very shortly. That is expecting Ray to have a nice start and Ross to have a nice start. Ross is now being stretched out, but look at this terrible start for him. 25 Ks and 24 2/3, but a 9.85 ERA and a 2.11 WHIP. Robbie Ray 9-7, 3.91 ERA, 1.30 WHIP, and he's now the ace of this staff. Nationals are hitting 278, 823 OPS versus lefties. Diamondbacks are hitting 249, 745 OPS versus righties. Ray looking for his first win against Washington. They just have his number. 0-5 with a 6.52 ERA and 6 career starts against them. But Ray had won 4 straight decisions before losing Sunday at Miami, but he still pitched okay. 2 earned runs, 6 innings. He struck out 11 and walked none. The Nats now have Daniel Hudson, Roenis Elias, and Hunter Strickland in the bullpen. And Ross has been good against Arizona, but do we trust him now? Guru Sportsbet says, I hate Robbie Ray. You got Moss as Nats in the dark. Rich G says Diamondbacks team total over 4.5. Chris Kaiser says Diamondbacks. Gary Horvath says over. And Mally Mal says Perez, low-key weak link. I agree with that. Coco Bongo says 10 home teams winning today. Elliot V says Diamondbacks organization telling the guys this is not the year. How motivated will they be? Greinke gone. Shake my head. And there is our guy Ish Kurt in the house. Don Reed says under and Nats. Big series for Nats against Sellers in Arizona. Let's see what we're getting here. I agree. I agree. Because we know that the Nats eat against lefties, not against righties. Let's see what we're getting on a money line here for these Washington Nationals. On a money line, wow, they're big dogs. They're big dogs. I agree. The Nationals got to believe in themselves. Elliot V says Diamondbacks better on the road. Why wouldn't we back the Nationals full game here? Jamal Stone liking the over. Christopher Smith on the Washington run line. Why don't we back these Nats here at plus 140? I mean, so we have these experts doing the work for us with Joe Ross. And I know it's easy for us to sit back and go, look, he's just being torched. But so he threw 98 pitches in his only start of the season, July 21st. He had an opener on Saturday. He's given up 9 runs in those 10 innings. Brendan Lugo says, I agree on Nats. How do we not back the Nats here? I mean, I just don't see how we don't back them. Getting plus 140 full game. Rich G says Ross has been getting smoked. I understand that. But they're stretching him out. They've now stretched him out. And we have experts in this organization doing that work for us. They simply wouldn't be starting him here if he was trash. And I know his numbers say he's trash, and you are what your numbers say you are. I understand all that. Yeah. And Russell Gordy said, yeah, that Nats keeps jumping out. How do we not take him here? Okay, I'm taking him. I'm taking Nats at plus 140 full game. Nats plus 140 full game. Beautiful. And we're getting this number because of those numbers, the Joe Ross numbers. I like it. Okay. And Guru Sports saying Ross is much better than Ray. He's worse than Ray, in my opinion. But it says, but every time I go against Ray, he shows up somehow. And Brandon Lugos, Diamondbacks already planning vacations. All right, and then we have one final game, and then we've capped all of the games on the card except for the 2 games that our guy DJ Big Boss is rolling with. So let's finish this off with Padres, Dodgers. Very curious to hear how you guys are handling Dustin May, the 6'6", 21-year-old, and could be the reason why these Dodgers weren't making moves to get another starter. Although how the Yankees didn't get another starter is just beyond me. Cashman's such an asshole. Dustin made AA Tulsa and AAA Oklahoma. So they were kind of different. He spent about 70 innings in AA, and then he came up and looked spectacular in AAA. So if you take AA and AAA together, Tulsa and Oklahoma, 3.38 ERA, 1.13 whip, 110 Ks, 962 thirds. But if you focus only on AAA, 5 starts, 3-0 with a 2.30 ERA. Dodgers are hitting 255, 775 OPS versus lefties. Padres are hitting 242, 731. Yes, you got Moss. I absolutely agree with that ideology that Ross only thrown 40 innings last 2 years. He wouldn't be throwing in a pennant race unless he's showing them that he's capable of doing this. I just think that that the staff has to be doing the work for us, and that's why we're getting a juicy plus 440 line. LEV said Yanks are relying on their bats. They should have gotten another pitcher. They should have. Okay, so let's talk more about May. 3rd round pick, 2016, big boy, 6'6", going up against Padres who've lost 13 of 18. Lauer's lost his last 4 decisions. Now, when I look at this spot, I think, and the market's already done it, that the Padres have a ton of value first 5. Because you could make the guess that this 21-year-old could get touched here early. And then, clearly these Dodgers would come back and take care of could come back and take care of it. But why not go against this 21-year-old stud making his first ever start? Now, what are the odds that he shits the bed? And when you look at what you're getting here, you are getting plus 155. And to me, that's very close. And Pink Eye Genie says D-backs are playing for more than you know tonight. Pink Eye Genie, can you expand on that? That sounds like a riddle. Pink Eye Genie, I know that you're spending a lot of time focusing on your pink eye awareness, but can you please expand on that? Please? Carlos Pro says, I think the kid will be nervous. Richie says, don't bet on May not being good. I like betting on guys that people haven't seen before. I agree with that. But here we're getting this juicy number. I mean, how many times do we see a guy come in and not look great? Often. And we know that he's going to end up in the bullpen. He's already thrown over 100 innings. Mars Watterson says, D-backs are done, dude. Nats run line. Like hearing that, Mars. LAV says Nats roll. Hello, Eastside Roller says, no, he has something to prove. There's no doubt he has something to prove. Look, I'm not going to take it necessarily. But I just think there's value there. I think there's a ton of value there. That's what I'm saying. So I'm just going to leave it as a lean. But I actually expect to take it. Jamal Stone says, DJ Big Boss supposed to be on 2 minutes ago. Bring him out. Let's do it. Representing Long Beach, California, by way of Compton, California. If you want to party with this man, got to come to Miami at the Diplomat Beach Resort, where he will be in all his glory. Also, we will be having the Boss and the Sauce show live from the Diplomat Beach Resort on Saturday morning. So he can't get too intoxicated Friday at the Marlins game, but I know that won't fade our guy. Let's bring him on. Welcome to the show, DJ Big Boss, on this Friday morning. How you doing, man?
Yeah, man, they got me watching these badass kids at school. Again, I'm in the detention center today, man. Bunch of little bad son of a guns right here. And you know what? First thing gotta go, them cell phones. They got the right person for the right job today. Cell phones, out of here, okay? And then I'm going to teach these little suckers today about the Thomas guy. We're going to learn something new today. And we're going to look through I can see if they know what B9 is, see if they can find that, these little bad suckers. But I threw them out the room a little while so I can come in here with y'all, man. TGIF, man. It's Friday. We getting days closer to Miami. I'm excited. Are you excited yet, Jimmy?
Oh man, it's the only thing keeping me waking up in the morning, Big Boss. It's the only thing. I'm down here. I can't go anywhere alone because I'm marked, and they write Gringo on the top of all my bills, and I can't walk home after I have drinks because I'll get robbed. Although I have yet to get robbed. I should say that. I have yet to get robbed. And I don't need to take a bottle of beer with me on a walk home. But I have seen other gringos do that. They always take a bottle of beer with them if they're going to walk home so they can smash and stab. Let's get to work. Big Boss, I'm very excited that you're breaking down this Yankees-Red Sox game. Red Sox at Yankees. Let's open this up by looking at these market moves, full game, money lines, and totals. Red Sox, Yankees. Here we go. Opened at 10.5 and is now at 10. Pinnacle, 5 dimes, Bookmaker, Heritage, Intertops bringing it down to 10. Paxton and the Yankees opening up at minus 134. There's been a 1 cent move towards them. Just a 1 cent move towards them. Rodriguez versus Paxton. I can't wait to hear your breakdown. Do you trust Paxton at home? Rodriguez has looked much better on the road. We have a team in Boston with a terrible bullpen. We have a team in the Yankees with terrible starting pitching, and both do nothing. Rodriguez, 7.0, 3.07 ERA in his last 9 starts. Paxton's best start of the season was in New York, but that was on April 16th. Against the Red Sox, excuse me, not in New York, against the Red Sox. That was April 16th. He's nothing like that anymore. Break it down for us, Big Boss. How are you handling this big game in the Bronx?
Man, this game is all over the place, Jimmy. Boston Yankees, that's what they live for. And you can't really look at the line movement on this one because, both of those ball clubs got big fan bases and they move lines and everything. Many people are hanging on Yankees just because they're Yankee fans, and Boston hanging on Boston because they don't like the Yankees. But let's put all that aside. Let's look at a little stats we could dig up right here. Now, Boston has been 64.1% to the over. Yankees have been 57.3% to the over. So they've both been batting decent. Boston 7-0 in the last 7 to the over. Yankees are 6-1 in the last 7 to the over. Now Boston is hitting at an OBP of .327 and a batting average of .274, and the Yankees are OBP .341 at a batting average of .268. So the over is definitely in play. I don't understand the line movement of it coming down. So when you look further into the pitching matchup, which I've kind of thrown pitching, pitching is important in baseball, but around this time of the season, the bats run it. Like they got the hot girl summer. It's the bat summer. The bats go in the summer. So the bats right here may outweigh the pitching. But when you look at it from a pitching perspective, you got Rodriguez on the mound. He's 13-4 overall. He's 3-0 in his last 3 outings. And then you got Paxton here. He's 5-6 overall, and he's 0-2 in his last 3 outings. So these plenty of experience right here. Rodriguez seen the Yankees on the 27th, so not even long ago. On the 27th, he went 5 innings, gave up 7 hits and 3 runs. And then his outing before that, he went 7 innings, 2 hits, 0 runs. The outing before that, 6 innings, 3 hits, and 2 runs. So Rodriguez is pretty solid out there. He gave up 3 runs last game against this team right here. He has an OBP of .315. I like Rodriguez in this one. Maybe that's what's weighing the over. Now Rodriguez is 5-3 versus the Yankees with an ERA of 3.72 and a WHIP of 1.397. So this guy, he can beat the Yankees, no doubt about it, But if you look at the line doesn't say the same thing. The line movement doesn't say the same thing. So let's look at Paxton. Now Paxton, 726, out in against Boston right here. He only went 4 innings, gave up 9 hits and 7 runs. 721, 3 innings, 5 hits, 7 runs. 715. 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs. And then, so this guy's been stinking up the field a little bit, giving up a lot of hits and quite a few runs as well. Now, Paxton is 3-1 versus Boston, though, with an ERA of 3.13 and a WHIP of 0.911. So it's a tough matchup right here. From what I capped, I was leaning over off top. But the number's been shifting the opposite way. So it kind of worries me right there. So the best spot that I could find on this one is taking the Boston team total over 4.5 minus 130. What you think about that breakdown, Jim?
I love that breakdown. Antoine Seymour is on the exact same play. He says it's easy money. What do we do with Paxton? I mean, John Garcia says Paxton can't suck all year long. You know, he didn't suck in the beginning of the year. I think, oh God, 9 miles per hour sideways out to left field. This Red Sox team at one point wasn't hitting lefties at all, and now we're hitting lefties harder and harder. Yeah, you have to think that they can get to Paxton. Mississippi Kid says Red Sox 4-0. Rodriguez last 4 road starts against teams with a winning record. That's very, very, very interesting. Thank you for that heads up. If I gave you a free, I'm going to look at this team total over and see what line I'm getting. But let me ask you this. If I gave you a free bet on a side, would you take the Yankees or Red Sox? And by you taking the Red Sox team total over 4.5, is that saying that you would take the Red Sox?
I would probably go Red Sox first 5. I don't trust the Yankees at home, and that's why I stayed away from the side. But I do think Paxton gets touched for sure, and they had to send help out to dig him out the hole. But then these games have been going over and over and over and over. So, you know, a bunch of runs in the second half is not a big problem. If I were to take a side, though, I probably would go with the money side and take the Red Sox first 5.
I'm going to straight tail this. I'm going to straight tail this. Team total over 4.5 at -125. That's actually a less juice than I was expecting. And Paxton just looks too vulnerable. He looks too vulnerable. It looks like he's questioning everything. I'm going to straight tail your move here. I like staying away from Rodriguez, even though he could easily get touched. But I like staying away from him. And then I like Paxton's allowed 10 home runs in the first inning. He has 11 ERA in the first inning. You know, he just gets touched early. Eric Jones, first 5 over. Yankees are 4-6 in the last 10 games. I like it. I'm straight tailing this. Great job, DJ Big Boss. And then we have the next game. Do you want to touch on that at all? Or do we want to move on to the Giants-Rockies?
You know, it's kind of an open and closed case right there with the Yankees and Boston. They're both going to be playing hard. This is a rival. This means everything to that area over there. You know, all angles are pointing towards them scoring points in this game. And, like, you know, it's easy and comfortable to sit right here and take this team total over 4.5. I seen it at 130. You get 125. That's probably the best play on the card in this game. So I'm going to move on over, though, to this Colorado and Frisco game. Not really much to talk about on this one. I just look at this one straight off. For one, the last time that San Francisco was at Colorado, they lit them up in a 4-game series. They scored almost 40 runs total in the 4-game series. So this is probably a spot that, and then, you know, the Giants been kind of declining a little bit. So I think, you know, playing out there where it's, you know, hitter-friendly park, you know, it's going to bring them back a little bit more to, you know, go back on this little winning streak they had. And I'm going back, you know, Coors full fade right here. I'm going back San Francisco on this one. And, you know, if you take it the original style, you have to take that on the reverse run line and make you some big money. It's Friday, you know, TGIF. It's Friday. Just try to make some big money out there. Let's take the reverse run line, give it a shot, half a unit, third a unit, however you feel. Let's go low bag style, Coors Field fade. Middle of the season, not too good because the Coors Field fade usually works better at the beginning of the season. But right here, I see a spot for the Giants right here. They bats should take them over on this one, and I'm going to take a chance taking the Giant. I wonder what my man Nutflush Allen has to say about that one, too. I'm going to take a chance with the Giants on the reverse run line. What can you get that out there for?
I will grab that right now. Nutflush Allen did say, what about a run in the first inning in that Yankees-Red Sox game? That's a -130 at my book. That's a very interesting look. I will go right back to this Rockies-Giants game, but what do you think hearing that run first inning -130? Is that something that you'd be interested in?
Absolutely. You know, if I picture myself in Vegas, where I usually like to do those first inning ties, or, you know, those first inning runs, I might this might be a late blooming game though. I think I might lean towards no runs in the first inning, but at minus 130, they kind of trying to tell you something with the total being where the total is. They trying to tell you something. The last games in these series been all going over, all their games been over. It looks like a good bet, but I would if I had to take that bet, I usually take contrarian on that one. When I take first inning, I'm looking for two pitchers that have a reason to at least come out with their best foot forward. And in this rival game right here, there's a lot of opportunity to come out with your best foot forward on this one and take the no hit in the first inning.
Yeah, because get the plus line. Okay, wild. Okay, let's go back to this Giants spot. So if you wanted the Giants on the reverse run line, here we go. Anderson, Lambert. Here we go. Alternative run line. You get plus 205 on the Giants, minus 1F. Plus 205. So you get 85 cents more on that. Look, Giants 30-26 on the road. Was their series in Philadelphia a sign that they're coming back to earth is the question. So Rockies have the worst statistical month in club history, 6-19. San Francisco came into Colorado during that last month, swept them in 4 games. I mean, that was the turning point. Well, I mean, it was already sort of turning, but that was just like the exclamation mark for what happened to the Rockies in that month. Both teams coming off series losses. Colorado lost 2 of 3 against the Dodgers. Giants lost 2 of 3 against the Phillies. Anderson started one of those games in Colorado last month, 4 1/3, gave up 5 runs. Giants won that game 11-8. Lambert called up in June, won his first 2 starts. Since then, he's gone 0-2 with a 7.15 ERA in 7 starts. All of those 7 starts have been Rockies losses. His one appearance against San Francisco came July 16th, and that was the best outing he's had since he beat the Cubs. He went 2 runs on 6 hits, didn't walk a batter, but the Rockies lost that game in extra innings. Very, very, very interesting spot. I could definitely understand why you are going for a big score here, but I have a feeling that now I know, and I know that they got rid of a couple. They're telling Sean Anderson that he's one of their starters, but I just have a feeling the Giants come back to earth and end up under 500, and this could be the starter. Sean Glasses, what about Coors Field fade first 5? I don't know if I would do that. I don't know if I would. I think I'd want, if you think that the Giants can keep smashing, then you'd probably want them full game. Nafashan said this lineup is probably going to change. Let's hang tight on this. Don Reed said Giants were playing completely different then than they are right now. And yeah, I get it. So Big Boss backing the Giants on the reverse run line, minus 1.5 at plus 205. And he's also backing the Red Sox team total over 4.5. I am going to wait on this, and I'm almost. So what do you take of that from that Giants-Philly series? Okay, the Giants are 55-54 right now, 1 game over 500. I expect they end the season under 500. What's your expectation of the Giants moving forward?
I expect them to end up just a little bit above 500, just in the same spot they are right now. They're probably going to go up and down, up and down. I mean, they have a good bullpen. Like, they have some good stuff going on there. It's all about getting in the spirit of hitting the ball. And right here, I think this is going to be a rebirth. Like you said, we was turning the corner last time before we went into the Colorado. But Colorado, that series kind of put them over the top. 40 runs in a 4-game series. 3-1 to the over. They scored 19 runs in one of those games, and you going back to this park, you feeling good. Here's a chance for me to do better. I'm always looking for people to do better, Jimmy. And here's a chance for the Giants to do better right here. Yeah, they may come out of Colorado, go on a couple runs for a couple games, and then sink right back down to where they are. If you watch them, every time they get 1 or 2 games above 500, they slip right back down. So they won game up here. We're going to give them another game today, and then, eventually they'll slip back down. This series in Colorado, it should be Colorado should win the series overall. But, first time stepping into that air, with the bats hungry and frustrated, wanting to go again, I think if you want to be on the safe side, just take the Giants and the money on the money line. That's good money. And, at a hitter's park, here's a team that's only sparked by their hitting. They have a decent bullpen. Now, Colorado is a question. If you read too far into Colorado, you'll end up landing on Colorado for sure, and they'll upset you just on the park. You know, the batting thing in the park is a little more. It's a little more the way than just how well the Rockies are doing or pitching or whatever. Like you're talking about grown men going to different environments, feeling good, feeling good about playing the sport, all that kind of stuff. I'm looking for something hopeful out of the Giants in this series, and if I don't get it today, I'll go right back at it. They're going to get them one at a good price out of Colorado for sure.
There's been a 29-cent move towards the Colorado Rockies. A 29-cent move already. Let's see how big the move has been at Pinnacle. At Pinnacle, there's been a 15-cent move. Sorry, what am I saying? Jesus, no, it's even bigger move. Wow. At Pinnacle, there's been a 37-cent move to the Colorado Rockies. 37-cent move. So that says two things to me. That says the Rockies are going to win, and it says that I missed my chance to back them. Those are the two things that says to me. But I mean, that's just just reading a market, and that doesn't. I mean, that's just whatever. That could be as bullshit as anything. Great breakdowns, DJ Big Boss. I am curious though. The kids have been gone for a while. Where are they?
Hey man, I got them out there working, man. You got something you want these kids to do? You want them to look up some stats or something? I get them working for you. You know, I took the high school kids that were on detention over here to the kindergarten class just to break their little punk ass down a little bit because they think they know everything. They can't even find B4 on the Thomas guide. I say go to B4 on the Thomas guide. They sitting there looking stupid. Like before what? I'm like B and 4, dummy. So let them dumb kids take a break. You know they on detention anyway for acting up. When they get back, it's 3 or 4 of them for sure. Now, I'm just gonna tell them straight out, man. Drop out. Start working the temporary agency market now, so you can finally crank a job someday and have a decent life. Because the stuff you're doing right now, you just spinning your wheels, man. They just spinning their wheels. But that's what it is. I'm fired up for Miami, though. And that's another reason why I'm on this reverse money line over here. I'm trying to build this bankroll up for Miami. Make sure when you hit Miami, if you play online, that you got some money in your account because you're going to be around some of the best cappers in the world. I'm going to say the world because we got my Canadian cats coming down, too. You got the best cappers in the world down there. It's going to be plenty of sports going on. It's going to be a chance to make some money on vacation and hang out with some of the most awesome cappers you've ever hang out in your life, But another note to this Giants game, Jimmy, I was looking at the line as well. And the way that I've seen it, I always watch Bovada, Heritage, and then I look at Pinnacle too. Where I seen it earlier, it was like if you took the Giants, you was getting plus 124, and then if you took it was minus like one something on the other side. I can't remember exactly, but the middle in between was a bookie's price. So basically, no matter what side of this game actually land on, it could only cost the bookie at the most about 4 cents. So looking at that line, especially going at Bovada and you look at Heritage, they always price themselves where they're going to make some money out of there somehow, some way. So with the price right there, yeah, the way the market is moving, they might be leading you on to the Rockies just to damage you on the other end. So, yeah, I'm on the other end. That was no big deal, though. We'll see what happens. We don't get the bat or nothing in the game. But, hey, come on over to the contest. We lacking participation in the contest. I need at least another 50 more people over there in the contest within the next few days because, it's going down right now. I tried to step out there last night, take a small shot. I went 0-2, messing around with the Red Sox on the -1 line. And it just is what it is. But I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to go to sleep for a little while. And then towards the end of the night, I'm going to wake back up. Because, I finished, I think it was number 79 in the contest. I was as low as like 246 at one time, Jimmy. But it's all good. Y'all come over, join the contest. It's a lot of fun. And I ain't heard nothing in the chat over there, man. I need to know exactly who my low backers is in the contest. So I need you to post something in the chat. Let me know you in the house so we can shout you out on the show and keep up to all my low baggers that's in the contest. But that's it right there, man. You can catch me on Twitter, DJBIGGBOSS. And yes, the Boston Assault Show is in full effect already. We're doing college previews that you can take a look at right now. We slowly working our way on. We got the AAC and the ACC all done. You can go team for team, or you can watch them individually. But we got some great content on there, just some information to put out there to share with you guys. Nothing big, no capping, nothing like that. Just some good conversation and some good information. So check that out. Make sure you follow me, and make sure you keep tuning in to the Low Bag family, because we like the Bebe kids. We don't die, we multiply, and we just building stronger and stronger. And I'm getting excited to be out in Miami with Jimmy the Bag doing what we do right here.
Oh, man, there is our guy, DJ Big Boss. I put the link to the Big Boss contest. Jump in. We're all in it. Please cap with us, and very fun, and $200 free to enter. Also, Pacino Green says if you want some money today, this is for everybody. Yanks, no score in the first inning. And then Tease agreeing with it. I love the first inning, no score, Boston, New York Yankees. So interesting there, because Nutflush on thought, is that the spot? Because we're talking about Paxton with the ERA over 11, or at 11 first inning. And then we had very interesting stuff from Jin Rummy. So very interesting. He says, the Giants open with Bumgarner. And I didn't know that. It was supposed to be Bumgarner at first. Said, don't mind the move. The opener was this morning. So forget what I said. I didn't realize that Bumgarner was listed at first. Thank you for letting us know that, Jin Rummy. That's crucial information. And then Jin Rummy says, I think under 14.5 is the play if it reaches minus 111. 14.5 is the play if it reaches 111. Let's see what that total's at right now. Here we go. Total, and we know how scary it is to take a total at Coors. And it's at 14 right now. Wow. So if we can get up to 14.5, Jin Rummy says, take it. Much love to you guys. Thank you to our guest, DJ Big Boss. Thank you to everybody in the chat. We have no show without you guys. Let me quickly go over all my plays right now. I know we've gone long. I know we got to put a bow on this bad boy. But I'm on the Cubs -1. I'm also on the team total over 4.5. -1's -139 money line, +150 run line. I'm on the Red Sox team total over 4.5. That's at -125. That's available at Pinnacle. Then I had leans that I didn't make because the market's moving against me. I had a lean first 5 under White Sox Phillies. I haven't made that. I had a lean under 9.5 Mets Pirates. I didn't make that. And then we're going to wait till the Blue Jays starting pitchers announced. I'm on the Indians -1.5 at -115. Antoine Samuel says, Jimmy, Sox win today and lose tomorrow in the doubleheader with Sale on the mound. Very, very, very interesting. And Pink Eye Genie 1-0 in the NFL. Great job. I had a lean to that full game over in the Reds Braves, but that's going under, so I'm off of that at this point. And obviously a lean to the Astros first 5 -1, but I'm going to go see what that number is. It just feels like they're going to get rolling. I wanted to take these overs, but are they too high in Minnesota? I've got to figure out that. And then Giants, Rockies, I have no play. And then I'm on the Nationals at +140. And I have a lean towards the Padres at first 5 for another big plus line. I'm not sure if I'll pull the trigger on that. Much love to all you guys. We're going to hammer this Red Blacks Alouettes game on the Late Show. We're going to hammer the Mystics Seattle Storm game on the Late Show and then go over all these baseball games again. We're going to have Donnie Rightside and Al Mack joining us. But most importantly, thank you guys so much. We have no show without you. Leche! Hey, those bookmakers!